A Kuru variant is the real pandemic. Post-human meat exposure. Humans need only to be cruel to sufferers to morph human hybrid reptile. Relieving sufferers is how we are healed. The Air Force is listening using as indicators, non-relief to sufferers as indicating this individual is morphing reptile. The renegade human hybrid reptile is scheduled for destruction. That is why, the Lord's sword. The renegade human hybrid reptile does not redeem their interest in the developed world. Lord's sword is here. FEMA camp/guillotine FEMA camp/Walmart. We have heard all the stories of the movie stars and heads of state around the world, etc. When the cabal catches up to these people who have some power, the cabal wants them to do these two things: consume what is human in origin. 1. 2. Be cruel to a sufferer. 3. We hear that these that do this are having trouble morphing reptile. This is exactly what the cabal is trying to perform. We humans have been exposed. Now the next step is being cruel to sufferers. Enter the poor afflicted sufferers. This is why the Lord's sword. The Lord basically is not turning the world over to the reptiles. Now in Isaiah 28:21, that when Isaiah speaks of the Lord rising up as in Mount Perazim, that he may do his work, his strange work, and bring to pass his act, his strange act. On a level the Lord is speaking about the Nesra act. Strange act because this act does not speak of regulating the public. Rather, paying the people. Look initially for a quantum debit card with $8,000 limit per day. $10 million initially, fluid 25 years at $8,000 per day. Wealth advisors for the $490 million balance. For the Lord shall rise up as in Mount Perazim, he shall be wroth as in the valley of Gibeon, that he may do his work, his strange work, and bring to pass his act, his strange act. By this therefore shall the iniquity of Jacob be purged, and this is all the fruit to take away his sin, when he maketh all the stones of the altar as chalk stones that are beaten in sunder. The groves and images shall not stand up. Then did I beat them small as the dust before the wind, I did cast them out as the dirt in the streets. Patriots at heart will morph reptile, neglecting the poor sufferer. Touch the hem. You are God's secret treasure. Know it? It really is, all about you. This is, you redeeming all of your interest of the developed world. Snare free. Don't fall into, no money now because you are judging and resentful. Forgive, nourish sufferers, resist hate, lie, pray and redeem. So you can see what and why about the rest later. While Special Forces daily is breaking that economic yoke, rescuing gross victims of human trafficking. The good Lord has provided amid tremendous suffering. The poor afflicted is your ballot against human trafficking. Period. For on course with ultimate destiny. The World Court ruled the afflicted poor to be gross victims of human trafficking in Global Magnitsky Gross Human Rights Violations and Accountability Act. Gross victims of human trafficking are illegal to sufferers. 22 U.S.C. 2304, d. 1. America recognizes other global human rights acts, such as UN Charter. Biblical for you Bible fans. Looks like we will need references from suffering, broken-hearted, homeless folks though. Come as you are kingdom. The 70th Air Intel Surveillance Recon Wing of the 16th United States Air Force declares they have a new enemy, all those who let gross victims suffer to death in their vicinities. Loosely quoted, very accurate though, the 70th and the 32nd. Hear and file what the Lord wants to know about our relationships to gross human trafficking sufferers. Through smart appliances, phones and cars. Don't fear the Lord, he is cool and on the streets. He and she is your divine connection. Christ shows us, he is a human healing, divine savior, to each of us. And needless suffering when it is in your power to do so. It is a test for you homeless. Birds.